On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on winnfm 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Biff Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Biff Mills on winnfm 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Let's Get Real on winnfm. Hi, this is Lavi. Let's Get Real, Wednesday nights at 8 on winnfm. Get ready for an hour of real talk that will keep you engaged and informed, bringing you insights, the hottest topics of the moment, and perspectives that matter from the runway to the political arena. Real Talk with Lavi covers all. Let's Get Real, Wednesday nights at 8 on winnfm. Listen, it is Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Wednesday night, a beautiful night. Joven.
Yep. Good night.
It's like we were just here like yesterday and it's here again, right?
Yeah, time is flying, man. It's flying. It's flying.
It is flying. So once again, it is 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. I want to say good evening to St. Kitts and Nevis and to everyone that is watching live on the YouTube and on Facebook. Mm-hmm. You're locked into the Real Talk with Lavi on winnfm. Now listen up, people. Clean water, you hear that? Mm-hmm. Reliable lights, mm-hmm. Safe streets, mm-hmm. Affordable living, a roof over your head. Mm-hmm. So these are not just luxury items. These are your rights. Mm-hmm. And tonight, in 2026, we are still waiting. So tonight, we are having that conversation, Joven, mm-hmm. the one that needs to be had. When I said to be had, meaning that is a conversation that we need to have long time ago, all right? Mm-hmm. So we are inviting everyone to call in 869-466-0989. And if you're on the international diasporas, those that are out there listening, you are going to call 718-285, I'm not seeing it, Tafau side.
718-285-6984.
6984.
Yes, 718-285-6984.
All right, so they can call in live and speak up because your voice matters Whether you're tuned in on radio or watching us stream right now, Real Talk is tonight. The talk is very real. Jervin, as we continue our discussion, again, tonight we are basically going to go into a soft interview discussion. We're taking a different approach with Real Talk with Lavi. I think in order to get information out, we don't have to be aggressive, but we can give it nice on the ears and bring the issues. So once again, good evening. This is Real Talk with Lavi. We're down here in St. Kitts and Nevis. If you just tune in for the first time, this is a program that is bringing positivity to our federation, and we are basically having a discussion on all topics. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to sell your business, but it must be something to help somebody, hit Lavi Gumbs and come on over. Let's have that discussion. If you are an aspired politician with no hidden agenda, come on and We'll Talk with Lavi. Let the people know who you are. How we sound, Joven?
Of course. That's why it's real talk. We are for the people. You know, say real talk, but real positive talk.
Absolutely. We are creating leaders, and basically looking for leaders to come on out and show yourself on the Real Talk. So tonight our discussion basically, believe it or not, Joven, we're gonna have a good night tonight. Because when you walk through your neighborhood, this is just how we're gonna start off tonight. When you walk through your neighborhood today, so if you walk through your neighborhood today, do you genuinely feel safe? And what does feeling safe actually means to you as a Kittitian?
Right.
That's just one of the questions that we're going to be looking forward, to get a feel of what the people are thinking. Positive things that needs to be discussed in this country. Have you or someone ever had to wait an incredible long time for a court matter to be resolved? And how did that experience affect your trust in the justice system? So you see where we're going with this positive freedom of speech and basically looking at things that needs to be addressed in our beautiful island, St. Kitts and Nevis. Once again, I am Lavi Gumbs, and I'm from Monkey Hill, Yeah, man. And I'm here tonight with none other than
Jervin V, straight out of McKnight.
Jervin, tell the people who you be. Who you be again?
My name is Jervin V, singer, songwriter, artist, straight out of singing, straight out of McKnight. The belly of McKnight, live, real, born, from McKnight.
Yeah. So these are just some of the questions, and for instance, can you share what it was like, or what you've heard from neighbors about having to bathe from a bucket in 2025, and how does that make you feel as a citizen of this nation, especially in 2026? So these are discussion. But Joven, as many people would say, those that born like donkey years ago, they know how the experience it is to bathe in a bucket.
Me born donkey, yes, but I remember, when I was in my grandmother, Lavern Lavi Gumbs, and to the back, and sometimes little children bathing out a bucket, and sometimes used. He had the academy school there, and like something depending on how you set yourself and bathe, the children could look over and see you. So trust me, I know I'm not that old, but yeah, I know.
But you know the good thing is, right? Yeah. Many of us are persons that are out there listening from the Caribbean. You don't have to be from St. Kitts, but persons from the Caribbean, and I'm sure quite all over different parts of the world. We might be joking about this whole bucket thing because back then, maybe some of us didn't have any choices. But now, in this modern day and age, and we do have water, why in 2025, 2026, people basically are bathing bucket? I'm a testimony to this. Where I'm living, have water issue, and bathing in a bucket is no fun. I only bathing in a bucket because I'm accustomed to bathing in a bucket way back when. What happened if you're not accustomed to bathing in a bucket, Joven?
I guess you adapt. Yes, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I for one always. I'm not a engineer. I'm just a regular guy who see things and have ideas. But um, St. Kitts is blessed with rain. In the mountain, there's always rain, and I think the problem is not the water, but the catchment. I don't know if it's a lot or if it's like difficult to build a catchment, but you know what I mean. So, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but
But the water plant, the desalination water plant is now finished, and the entire Basti is supposed to be having water. We're still going through a water crisis. Um, I feel that when it comes to water, roads, and schools, certain things have to be fixed by government. And there's a lot of blaming to say, well, this did not do it, this did it. The fact remains, these are things that is necessity
Right,
that,
right.
what you call it, that any government supposed to be able to deal with this situation and make sure one is comfortable. So I'm just bringing some of these things. And for instance, Joven, when the lights go out unexpectedly, what's the first thing that crosses your mind? And how does it affect your family's daily routine?
in terms of the lights,
But when lights gone,
um, um, like everybody, especially, it affect my family, especially when it's gone for a long, long period of time. Especially during those hot nights.
and the mosquitoes
The
in it.
mosquito, yeah, the mosquito, not the mosquito, the choir singing in your ear. Yeah, so it's
It's not a nice
it's not a
feeling.
nice feeling. It's not a nice
Because
feeling.
especially when it's extra hot and the mosquitoes out there biting, ringing in your ear, and you see all those bumps. It's annoying, hear those mosquitoes. And not to forget your appliances, depending on when the electricity go.
Right.
Sometimes you just knock out everything, your refrigerator, and sometimes you just got to plug out everything, wait a while, and plug them back in. Some appliances might work, and some might not work. I know while we're here speaking about electricity, the people along there in the Virgin Islands has been having an electricity crisis over the years. So it's all over facing this whole electricity situation, and a lot of people are not happy about that. So water and light are necessity, Joven.
Those are, and of course, those are. We need electricity to keep our refrigerator. It's not like back then when our grandparents used to start the meat so it don't spoil. You know what I mean? Milk, different stuff you need to keep refrigerator, and we can't do it without electricity. So those are two things that need to be in optimal shape.
And you say when grandparents, nowadays grandparents, they look like back in the days grandparents.
Yeah, there's that.
And the little children are actually, because let me tell you this, I'm 100% a proud grandma. My little granddaughter, she's 4 years old, and she's just looking up to her grandma. And you did mention grandma back in the days and stuff like that, but I could tell you that some of these modern grandmas, they really, I don't know if they don't know about back in the days, but our people are just refusing to basically go back to roots or maybe really remember where they came from, Joven.
I think the knowledge, the thing about it is passing on knowledge, because even the other day I was talking to somebody about the simple thing as, the natural remedy, the bushman and stuff like that. I myself don't know a lot. And it got lost, because back then, if you're sick, your grandma would tell you, go out the yard and pick 2 horse rub down or wherever. And in 2 days also makes you some lime, you're better. But now we focus on, because we don't have knowledge, focus on so much of the pharmaceutical man-made medication. The synthetic medication them. But hey, again, knowledge needs to be passed on. But
That's so correct, and not knocking the doctors and the pharmaceutical,
of course.
the pharmacies. But you're correct. Back in the days, you just say, you're coughing and you don't know. It's
Right.
something you got to get, and not forget you when you're going to go sleep at night and your parents and rub it on with the Vicks and all that kind of thing. Put the Vicks under your foot. You got to sleep in your socks at night time. And I've, I was following something on social media, and I'm not going to call person name, but this is someone from St. Kitts, and he would normally comment, and his view is basically saying that the COVID vaccine basically is the cause of many persons' illness and death. But I want to add to that is also how you take care of yourself. Because come back to what you said, you can't be eating late in the night and when you look, you're just going to sleep. But the body is mechanical, eh? It work.
Yeah.
It don't just, whatever you put in, it don't come out that way. You have to, it takes time for everything to digest. And at a particular time in the night, depending on what you're eating, Joven, we got to be very careful. So just blaming maybe the vaccine, I think it's all about the whole holistic health.
Again, all that come from knowledge, and not only knowledge, but I remember one time I always said people that I was in Miami and I was checking in by a hotel, and the receptionist, I think he was from Netherlands or wherever he was from, I was talking about it, and and he was saying that back in his country, what the government of this country does is the unhealthy food is very expensive, and the healthy food is expensive. You know what I mean? And it's not so much that a lot of time people here don't want to eat healthy. A lot of time people want to eat healthy, but the budget is not in there. Because by the time you go to the supermarket and people say, oh, plant, it's not everybody have a green thumb. Just because not everybody can be a doctor or nurse, not everybody know to plant. And this is the next thing what the government should do. When I say government, I'm not talking about a particular government, but in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's one to come out with and said, eat healthy, exercise, but yet you have, you're allowing the healthy food to be very expensive, and it's cheaper to go buy Chinese and buy a chicken egg fried rice.
Is that point,
No, it is.
Yeah.
I remember when my son was in grade 6, there in high school, I think we had a PTA 5, I think it was 5. We had a PTA meeting and I had a nurse here, and the teacher was saying, she not allowing them to bring any snacks other than fruits. And at the PTA said that is good, but bear in mind the snacks are cheaper than the fruits and the nurse came and said, well, they come over here and say you need to healthy. I said, that's hypocritical, because you have the power to make things cheaper, but you're going to come over here and say, eat healthier. But if I go in the supermarket, a biscuit is $1, an apple is $3. Which one I could afford if I could afford?
But Joven, I hear listening to you, you're smart enough, fifth grader, But it makes sense. It really makes sense, because here is it, you're saying eat healthy, right? But at the same time, the foods that you're supposed to eat healthy, they cost more than the food that is not healthy for us. So I feel that maybe persons that are over the health government, persons in terms of ministers that is over the health department, any little thing that they can look into to basically take down the cost of some of these things. It's not going to happen overnight, but if he really truly cares about persons' health and well-being, then we want to look at the cost of some of these things.
But again, they don't really care. What they care about is pocket. Because guess what? And a lot of people might be upset with me for this, but I don't care, because it's real talk.
You care. You care because it's real talk, so you want to get a point off.
I care about those who are affected.
Absolutely.
Guess what? Because instead of bringing in the next Burger King, why not find ways for people to eat healthy? You see, that's why I respect Cuba a lot. People say Fidel Castro was a dictator, but he was a leader who realized that it's like, okay, for example, it's like this here. You have a child, right? If you put things in front of a child ain't none better. If a child tell you want a piece of cake and you say no because it's not good, you're going to get some vegetables, he's going to be upset, but in the long run, he's going to appreciate it. It's the same thing. You are in charge of a country. You have the say over certain things that we have. You're signing certain legislation and stuff like that. You understand? People might make them say, "Oh no. Me and the guy want work." No. And a lot of these stuff and so are synthetic stuff here. You understand? A lot of them are lab grown meat, if you want to put it that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I mean, recently I've been detoxing. I'm not saying that I have not indulged in these stuff, right? But if we put certain things in place and stick our ground to say, bye, my people have to eat healthy. So a lot of these fast food joints, out the door. We open more food places. You understand? Home cooked meals and more vegan places that's affordable for the people them. The vegetables coming in, I mean, we are a fertile soil. We have fertile soil. So how about growing more vegetables and allowing the people to be able to afford them? You understand? Because you know what crazy is that like each time I go in the supermarket and so in like Walmart, we go to Walmart, and St. Kitts has melons. Walmart melons are not grown in one spot. They grow in different farms. But yet here it is, in the Caribbean, melons are more expensive than a place that don't really naturally grow them. You get a whole big watermelon in Walmart, doesn't matter the size, for $5. You understand? Here paying $5 a pound. But yet we're supposed to eat healthy.
One of the things that while we're speaking about cost for these things, I can't help but to acknowledge the Asians. They are very creative, and no matter what, they're going to make a dollar because they basically find a way to make the indigenous people pocket affordable. So I'm hearing you with this watermelon. You're making a lot of sense because it's not everybody can pay $15 for a little piece, a slice, of watermelon. Then you go to the Asian, and the Asian will cut that watermelon down. If you have a $5, $6, you can actually get your watermelon, right? I really feel you, and I think that persons out there, farmers, easy said than done, because we don't know all the different expenses that many farmers go through. Some people don't even have a vehicle to go to the mountains to get back and forth with their produce. They don't have a vehicle,
Right.
you know. But I hear you, and I understand. Even Cuba and some of those other places there, I would say that they're bigger than St. Kitts, and they have a lot of persons out there that wants to go in farming. There's many people down here that are stuck on just the 8 to 4 job. I've traveled. There are persons out there that have the degree, but that don't mean when they take off the jacket and tie, when they go home, they're in the garden and in the backyard. And that's how we used to be back in the days, Joven. But here we have become a kind of proud kind of persons, don't want to hold on certain jobs. But when we leave our country and we go over to other, in America, some of the same jobs that they are looking down at or don't want, they're going to hold it down.
Correct.
And this is why I could see where many persons are coming from overseas, and the things that we're looking down at, they find and make it a business. Have you ever been to Jamaica?
I haven't been to Jamaica yet. I want to be there.
Right. Well, I've been to Jamaica about 3 to 4 times. And my first visit to Jamaica, I'm telling you, it was one of the best things of my life because I did not even know other Caribbean islands. The people, the way how they do things, different from how we do it in St. Kitts. I'm not saying that everybody should do things the same way, but I could see where Jamaicans, wherever they go, they, I guess because of poverty, survival, they make everything is a business over there. One of the things that I've experienced in Jamaica when I went Joven, my girlfriend said, Lavern, we need gas. We're going to a gas station. Joven, coming from St. Kitts and living in America, a gas station for me is a gas station. Joven, when we pull up, I looking for gas station. I see she pull up by, like say, an individual, and he come with hijab with the gas, and you go with the thing and you fill up your car. And you get a funnel, just like the funnel, like when you... And I was like, wow, but guess what? You go to the gas station, number one, the wait, and number two, it costs more. Another thing is, when you go to this place called Ocho Rio, have you ever heard of Ocho Rio?
I heard about it, yeah.
It's one of the tourist spots. It's similar, okay, it's like how you're going up by the bypass, and you see the vendors out there. Driving, you see how the vendors, them just out there liming and cooling. Driving for every car. Listen, they run down them car.
Yeah, man, kind of
Driving, when I say run down your car, right? That even if you ain't stop, the other car ain't got no choice but stop in. One other experience I'm going to tell you. You know those Ike's green and gold sandals?
Yeah, the classic one now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joven, he had a time that they was taking over St. Kitts, the Ike's green and gold sandals.
Yeah, man,
right? I went to Jamaica and my friend them from here. I had about maybe, honestly, about 20 to 25 pairs to bring back because everybody want Ike's green and gold shoe. Here it is here. They carried me to a place called Old Road. Not Old Road in St. Kitts, no, there's an Old Road in Kingston. Jamaica, that's the capital. Gone Old Road is basically like where the vendors are. It's like how we have the market. Joven, all the vendors, right? So the shoes are heap up in pile. You know, like when you go to a cane field and you have the piles. And whatever. And I gone, as a Kittitian, gone to one vendor. And I said, excuse me, can I get 25 shoes?
Yes,
Joven, this is real. Listen, I am speaking to the person, so this is the person coming getting the 25 pair shoes. The other vendors, them, listen, they rush him because what they're basically trying to say, no, sir, I better buy 5 there, 5 from everybody else. And it was new to me because here in St. Kitts, it's like a cut short. So what we do, if you go to buy 25 from Joven, Susan could be next to you and nobody got to Susan. Not in half a true when I went there. The people basically see, so it's like a hustling a job. And so if that person had to get those 25 one time, if you ain't watching, you ain't make no money. But those people was watching, and I never even realized that what I ended up doing was basically buying 5 from this person, 5 from the next, 5 from the rest. And when we done this, all right. And I really have to say that maybe we need to start go back in the schools exchange because our Kittitians, small islands, I think that we're not really exposed to some of certain things like other islands. And that is why when Jamaicans and Guyanese and those people come here, they know how to make one and make it 2 and more Joven. I don't know if that gave you a little sense of what's happening in the outer world. And when you see these people come down here to St. Kitts, now you understand and you see why they make. If a Jamaican or Asian or Indian open up something, we have no choice but going Joven. I think we're a bit of a laid-back society and we complain a lot. We whine a lot. We blame the politician. But at the end of the day, it's to go on out and help yourself.
That's true. That's true.
You see anybody else where you're selling to you and down the car them? Tell me who Kittitian doing that?
Well, the only person, you got them fellas will be down by the circus selling the cane and the jelly water. Yeah, that's that.
We don't have enough.
We ain't got enough, but that's that. Them fellas are always,
And those fellas, I think some of them come from St. Paul's.
St. Paul's.
And they're very aggressive when it comes for them to make the dollar. And they should be. Because Joven, could you imagine, to climb, you see how tall some of them coconut trees be, right?
Oh, man.
And jellies are very heavy. So when these people come out and they have all the jelly, you can't go back home with them. You have to make sure that you get them to laugh. So yeah, if you're just in tune, it is 8:31 Eastern Time. This is Real Talk with Lavi, and 2026, we decide to continue the positive journey and looking at things that are in our federation that are being missed for great conversations, great topics to look into. And so basically, Joven, you was talking about the water and the electricity situation here, and the food is basically saying that the healthy food
It's way more expensive.
is way more expensive than. And you know what is more expensive? Well, it's very expensive. I don't know if you noticed, but the snacks are very expensive, and people are buying them expensive snacks. Like the Cheetos and all those kind of things in the bag. People are buying them and will skip over the cucumber.
Well, depends on where you buy the snack. The snacks are not cheap. I'll be honest, the snacks are because I always buy snacks, and sometimes the snacks are not cheap. Depending on where you go.
Well, I'm talking about the brand because I know that if you buy a bag of the Cheetos, the American brand and those kind of things, they ain't not cheap driving. I'm telling you. You're not going to get nothing for no $2 and the $5. Those things are like 8 something, 10 something up. Sometimes, like for instance, even to buy, there's a particular snack I bought at either Rams or at Value Mart. I forgot the name of it, but it's like a blueberry. They have them a coconut and different, oats. And those things are $22.95. Value Mart have them for $17. I hope if people listening to Value Mart, I don't go up on high prices, please.
What kind of snack is it?
I forgot the name of it. Bovito, I think.
Yeah, Belvito.
Belvito.
Yeah.
Belvito or Belvito?
I know what you mean.
Right.
Because that's better when I go.
Right. And they're not cheap because to buy with couple inside is $22 at a particular supermarket. Value Mart have them for $17. I hope they ain't go up on it.
What's the ingredients? What's different between those and festivals?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. The festival to me is more sugary. Those are kind of on the healthier side because of the ingredients that are in them.
What type of ingredients are in them?
Oh, don't test me tonight.
No, I'm going to. No, I just no. No, the reason we're asking that because I know them and I like them, right? But the reality is that it's more healthy to make your own oats snack or cookie because those things having a lot the same the show content might not be as much as the festival, but the artificial preservatives might be more or the same as the festival. So 6.5 does the same thing. They might taste better and might label it as a brand. They say the same way you might buy a Louis Vuitton shirt. I might buy a Ram shirt, and both of you have 100% cotton, right? So it's the same thing, right? But it's just that we just have to be creative. Because if you want a healthy snack, the reality is, if you want, okay, but I love them. I love them, lovely. I love them. I know you're talking about I love them. I don't buy them here because I can't afford them here. But when I go, I buy them, right? But they have oats. You buy some oats, you mix it with a little raisin. Yeah, and so
You see me take off these Miller spectacles. I like the way that you put it. And nothing wrong with that, but you very well know. A lot of us don't have the time. A lot of people are not that, what you call that, industrious, are basically into stuff like that. And trust me, the little children, some of them want that. You know what I mean? But I would basically say, though, that the festival and even some of the other snacks, some of them are basically like, it's just like sugar and flour, And then again, I'm just drawing a statement to say that those cookies or biscuits that we think supposed to be healthy, you got to take at least over $22, $23 just for one of that. A box that having 6.
expensive, yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? So, and I would consider under the healthy stuff because healthy don't just go with the meats and the thing. It come even down to the snacks.
The healthier one.
The healthier one is it's costly, and the one that have a lot of sugar inside of it is, as you said, it might be affordable, but and is what you give to your children too. If you give your children a particular thing, that's what they know.
It's called controlling the population. It's called, to me, it might sound, to some people it might sound crazy, it might sound, like, we don't control the population. who
You have facts and I'll go Google it.
Wait, let me
You
ask
get your
something.
Google information.
Okay, let's talk facts. Who can afford the healthy stuff then? Who can afford them?
Well, people like me who are rich, sometimes you have what you call choices. So if I go, my favorite place to shop in this country, St. Kitts and Nevis, is Value Mart and Rams. What I like about Value Mart, it is kind of smaller, very family-like, very friendly. The things are there, very clean. And I must admit that if I buy something and I think it's not like it's stale, once you got the receipt, or when you pay by what you call it, the shoppers
The number, shopper's number.
shoppers number, that's very good. That when you do the shoppers thing, it kind of for a receipt, they take your word for it, and you can either get back your money, or you can get something in replace. So I feel comfortable when I'm going to shop in these small places, even in the U.S. I sometimes not go to how cheap you are, but basically you have to look for the warranty. Because some places you buy, and they basically, when you buy that's it, too bad for you, you take what you get. You could relate, right?
Yeah. The reason I ask you who can afford those stuff, because let's look at it this way. The mother who might be paying rent or have 3 children, let's say 2 children, have to buy snacks for all the children. It's not that they don't want to, it's not that they don't want to buy the fruits or the apples or stuff for the children, but because they know they have this to pay and that to pay, guess what they're going to do? I'll pack a festival for 6,000 and in 10 years. I'll give them one a day. You said no. Don't buy that. Because they want to have their child to have a little snack in between. You know what I mean? And then guess who can afford to buy a lot of healthy stuff? The person making the more money.
Not necessarily. It comes back to choices.
No,
because
hear me. No, I understand. It come back to choices. But the reality about it, Lavi, right? I mean, I sell in the tax, sometimes I go on my like a whole week or a whole 2 weeks, I just eat fruits and vegetables just to detox. You understand? And to do that is not cheap. You know what I mean? To buy I said orange. One orange now, depending on where you go. The cheapest for an orange, one single orange, a small orange here, is what? $3 to something, $3 to something. Right? I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, if they're not affordable, who going to want to afford them?
Joven, I just want to add, because I am not going to challenge what you're saying, because what you're talking about is facts. But I also like to add to what you're saying, that there are persons, whether you're rich or whether you're not rich, if you're conscious-minded of your health and understand food and the purpose and value of healthy food for a better life, a better mind, right? It sometimes not boil down to who is richer from who is richer, because even though we would think that somebody that have money it doesn't mean that their choice of food, like healthy stuff. So this is where I would say that it's very important in the school education to put it in schools and educate the children from young, also in the household, about healthy food, to be eating healthy. And it will help persons to want to actually go into farming. And farming don't necessarily have to be like, it could be in your backyard. I had a friend of mine over there in Keon. He called me and he said, "Hey, Lavi, I back here living, I used to live in BVI back here." He gone back into farming. And he reached out and asked me if what I like. And I told him, well, I like to, bush tea. And he offered to actually come plant some basil and those kind of things in my backyard. So I'm just saying that one has to be very careful that when we think of eating healthy have to do based on somebody's wages or how rich they are. And you made a valid point, because that's how people actually think. But I know back in the days, Joven, our parents didn't have a lot of money. And let me tell you this here, we used to have a balanced meal. Most people is ground food. We used to have the breadfruit,
Yeah, man.
yam, potato, a lot of good old natural starch.
Yeah, man. The fish, they are there. They are there. A friend of mine, he lives in the States now with his wife and stuff. But it was reminiscent say by when I was small, them time the boat used to come in by the market. And sometimes summer especially, we go, we help pull up the boat, they get fish, and then we'll get some breadfruit, going on the sand, cut out the belly. Them time, remember a long time the refrigerators had those kind of grills in them. Find out all the refrigerator, wash off the grill, 3 big stone and roast the fish and breadfruit right there and then. But yeah, I mean all those stuff, yeah. I remember my grandmother used to have like the salt mackerel, and then she do coconut dumpling, she get yam and she breadfruit, and yeah man, them is strong man food.
Exactly. So I would say a lot of things has to do with choices and knowledge, Jervin. If we train children to just, as you say, on the fast food, I know back in the days when we see obesity, it used to be on the mainstream. You look on the television and you see people overweight.
Yeah.
It was like a normal thing to see obesity over there. And now
Overseas, right.
you walk down in St. Kitts and you're seeing a lot of men and women, a lot of people you see them with, you know, I would say that I don't know if you know of even alcohol and beers and different things. A lot of those things are full with yeast and sugar. So one has to be very careful of what we feed in our body. And for diabetes, when a lot of people thinking that is a lot of sweets, it's also starch, because the starch break up into our bodies in glucose. And if you have too much glucose, that is where we will also have...
Let me ask you a question, Lavi. Right? As you talk about the beer and stuff like that,
I got to say good evening, sorry. Let us acknowledge some of the people online right now. Mr. Glenn Bohapson, he has always been a contribution to the Real Talk with Lavi. He has also been a guest many times, sharing his knowledge with us. He's a DJ. He also have other professions. And we also have to say good night to Mr. Dwayne Descent. He said, big up yourself, Lavi. Big up yourself to Dwayne. And I got to say good evening to Leslie Henry. A pleasant good night to you.
it's good night. Thanks for tuning in. I was going to ask is that, you know, even as we talk about healthy stuff and so, for years, it has always stunned me how, you know, but how mainstream has fought against the natural herb, right? Has fought against the natural herb. But everywhere you go, you see cigarette, and on the box. You ever read what's on the box of the cigarette?
A little, but go ahead.
Where it says something smoking is bad for health and
Oh,
something
thank you.
general. Yeah, smoking is bad for health and something not recommended by the thing, but then you still have it in there selling. You understand? But then you want to bash down again, Lavi, as I tell you, all this is to silence the masses. You understand? Because there's no way you come tell me the natural herb is bad. Because the natural herb never kill nobody. If it mixes with something, you kill them. But cigarette and vape is what's kill people. But you have vape being sold openly in shops and stuff like that. Cigarette, everywhere you go, you have cigarette. You understand? So again, don't come on the way and say live healthy and you know what's wrong and you still have it legal to sell in the shop because you're being a hypocrite. Sorry, at the end of that. I just, yeah.
This is Real Talk with Lavi. I must say, my host, Joven, is getting very bold. I just have to take a back seat and listen. Because it is facts.
It is.
It is facts. I mean, I remember when I was a child growing up, I must say just hit 18. Joven, You're so correct. When I see on the box for those, I don't know if you remember, you had a cigarette. I think it's still around called Cool.
Cool, yeah.
And on the box, especially when you go to the U.S. on the highway, the billboards, you see some nice girls in the short, sexy pants, and they look nice, or on a motorcycle, and they got a little cigarette in the mouth. And to me, it looks so cool. And I remember going over to the strip, and I see certain young women with a cigarette in their hand. Again, it looks cool, and when they smoke and they puff and it coming out to the nose, it just look cool. And I went and I tried jobbing. Nobody teach me how to do it. But when I did it, Lord, when you are here about cough and because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But my mother, God bless my mother's soul, she died. My mom told me that cigarette and alcohol is not cool for young women. And it stays with me. No, I can't tell people what to do, but I feel that everything is moderation, and some things just not for certain people. Like today, I went out and I had fun with my friend Squidly. Big up yourself, Squidly. And listen, 2 little 1 punch and me done. I'm surprised I make it back here tonight. But you have to know your body, and that's because I'm not accustomed to drinking.
Yeah.
And if 2 rum punch could just do me like that. And when I see people going, drinking and even smoking, and it's like, okay, you take 1 smoke and you're literally done in a whole box.
Box of cigarette.
In a couple hours or in a day. You go to a shop, go lime. How big your belly be in terms of when you're eating or drinking fluid, you got to take, 10 and 15 beers. It's going to have an after effect, Joven.
Yeah, yes, of course it does.
So I think that everything, just like what you say, is moderation. And for me, I definitely know smoking is not my thing. I can't handle it. Plus, I have allergies, and even when I smell the smoke, it's not like my thing. And I heard it's not the people that smoke, it's those that are inhaling the smoke.
Secondhand smoke is always, it's always bad.
And while we're here and smoking, because it's all in the food line, I know you said that the natural herb don't do anything to anybody. But I always believe, as again, boundaries, you overuse things, anything. You overlove somebody, you become, pass it to somebody else, and they think everybody having fun and they're being so cool about it. I don't know if I could follow that kind of in-crowd kind of thing. So for me, that would be a no-no. But it looks cool, Joven. So what advice would you give to persons out there, especially younger children, when it comes to that kind of thing?
In terms of what directly?
You just spoke about the cigarette is basically not good.
Well,
but what advice would you, while we're on this topic, would you give maybe to a youngster out there?
What I would say is
a parent.
Right, a parent, right. You know, nothing. Don't mix with nothing. You understand? Because the natural herb itself, because the reality is that the natural herb don't speed you up. It's something that mellow your vibes.
Be mindful that everybody mechanism is not the same. Everybody brain can't take everything.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the reality is, right, just like how put it? Just like how painkillers are for one thing, that's for the same thing. When it's mixed with crack or it mixed with something else, that's when it damages you. You understand? But the natural herb itself, it slows it down. It calms it down.
I'm going to say this again. Everything not for everybody. Maybe we feel that it will calm down a person, but there's no facts out there basically like to say, well, it calmed down everybody because everybody make up different, Joven. Some people could take things, some can't take. So what I would say, and adding to what you said, Joven, or to anyone that is listening out there, I always believe whatever you're going to do, you got to be responsible about it. Learn about what you're getting into and putting down in your body. Because no matter what anybody say, the bottom line is, Joven, whether it's good or it's bad, Learn about it. And if you don't know about it, don't get involved in it. Because we're just basically going saying, as you said, just because somebody is smoking, well, why are you smoking? My friend doing it. My friend said this. But did you really get a research on top of it to know exactly why you're doing it and what is really what is really the outcome of it? So I would say to anyone that is out there, don't get into something that you don't know about. I don't smoke, and I heard so much about this whole marijuana plant. If you come to a point where it's medical that I have to maybe use it, because some people have to use it on medical, as you said, it calm them. But I know for sure that I don't care how good marijuana is, I ain't smoking it. But if you come to a point where I have to, because of medical reason, I would do it. So I am not really a follower. I believe that I need to know what I'm getting into. That's just my take.
Okay. It says, just a little fact. It says marijuana acts as a calming agent primarily by interacting with the body endocannabinoid system, a network of receptors that regulates mood, stress, and emotions. The primary components responsible for this effect are cannabinoids, or THC or CBD, an aromatic compound called terpenes, right? And then it says CB1 receptors. When cannabis is consumed, cannabinoids bind to CB1 receptors, which are found throughout the brain, particularly in the amygdala, which manages fear and anxiety.
All right. Thanks for that information. I'm going to add again. It says that, but I know that for everything put out there medically, right? You know they don't have the little fine print on there that basically seek a lawyer, or they have an age limit for certain things. I got to say good evening to Queen Shower. Queen Shower, she's saying it also helps with pain. So doctors here in New York recommend it. Again, doctors recommend it. It doesn't mean everybody have choices. Me nah smoke no marijuana. But let us continue. It is Real Talk with Lavi tonight. Our discussion is on a various set of things, basically. We are discussing, having a little soft interview discussion tonight on things that are very important in our neighborhood. And we speak about, what I'll speak about, Joven, tonight so far?
We spoke about the electricity, the water, we spoke about the healthy lifestyle, and, the prices on healthy food being more expensive than the unhealthy stuff. And then we spoke about the goodness of
Well, right. And we spoke about, I want to let people know that in the water and the electricity, basically, what we're saying here in St. Kitts and Nevis is that government are responsible to make sure that people have light and the necessity in this country, and in terms of water, that people are bathing in buckets, people are catching water. When you go, you don't know when water is going to be on. So these are things to be looked at. And as I continue, let me go down, let me see. This is for Shower. Shower, Queen Shower, Leslie Henry, Glenbow, the listening audience. Have you ever tried a book? Have you ever tried to book a flight to Antigua or another neighboring island and being shocked by the price? What was the experience like for you?
No, I'm laughing because
You used to work for airlines, right?
I still work for American Airlines, but I laugh because up to the other day I was talking to somebody about it, and we just came from the CARICOM meeting and stuff like that, and it's sad because these airlines are, the governments of the regions are hampering and not allowing inter-Caribbean tourism to flow, because it's cheaper to go to Miami. It's cheaper to go to Miami than to go Antigua sometimes. It's cheaper to go to Miami than to go 15 minutes to St. Martin. It's cheaper to go cheaper to go New York than to go Barbados.
Well, to go to the Virgin Islands, but if you go, imagine you go to Miami and then take Miami and go down.
Look at that. Look at that. As opposed to jumping on one of our Caribbean airlines to go
And
straight
go
from...
straight from St. Kitts to the Virgin Islands. And most people sometimes, to get a more economic, they go to the BVI and then they take the boat and they go over.
Right.
Especially, but for something like that, you will have to have a U.S. visa, entry to go there.
Right, but something needs to be looked into that. You know, because, I mean...
And Antigua just right there.
Less than 15 minutes. You're up and you're down. Is that the plane up and come down?
So technically, when it comes to CARICOM, and these are things to look at. Because if it's not feasible for us to go to other islands, how are we going to come together? What's the benefit?
Thank you. I like to say that. Come together, share our culture. You understand? You understand? Share our beliefs with each other. I mean, go down this. Lavi live in St. Kitts. I live in Barbados. But Lavi come out St. Kitts for a weekend and we got lunch and just talk about, the situation.
All right. So Queen Shawa said, oh my God, St. Thomas, we had to go Antigua or St. Martin or both. So now I come on the direct flight from New York. You understand? So I am saying that the CARICOM, everybody is focusing on Cuba and Venezuela, but we're looking at that whole togetherness and as one. If we really want to say that we are really working together for Caribbean, we're supposed to be able to be more accessible to go to our Caribbean and neighborhood islands.
Correct, that's correct.
All right? Right now, as you said, there's so much. You can go to New York, you can go to Atlanta, you can go to Miami, even North Carolina.
It's cheaper.
It is cheaper, and you go there. I mean, if I hear anybody in St. Kitts, they travel. Have you ever been to Antigua, Dominica, St. Martin, Anguilla, Montserrat, St. Lucia, all those other islands, Jamaica, all of them? I would say the percentage will be very low.
Right.
A lot of them are coming here to St. Kitts. For one thing, many would say that they're coming here for work. But it is sad, and I'm hoping that, we was able to host the CARICOM here in our island and having our Prime Minister as the chair. I would love to see something like this happen and not just go out to the door and then we just go back. Together as one and everything is Cuba. But how accessible are we as Kittitians to say, well, I am just going to go to Antigua for a weekend, go lime, and come back.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, so most people basically would say that they will just jump on a plane and go actually to New York and Miami for the weekend, whether to shop or not, and come back.
Correct.
So we have a lot to work on. I think this is a discussion because I have some more questions that we will finish another time. But before I leave, I want to continue, and this is what we're going to leave last. When you go to the grocery store today, compared to 5 years ago, what do you notice, and how are you personally managing the rising of cost of living?
Just before we close, we're gonna end with that.
I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to throw this in. Last but not least, how much do people in St. Kitts actually know about our Constitution? And do you think it still reflects who we are as a people in 2026? I know we are running out of time, but these are the things that we'll talk with Lavi. We're going to stick on the issues, stick on things that we're supposed to focus on, being knowledgeable about, and things that can help us to be focused and aware in our beautiful federation that many people are coming here and enjoying.
Just to close, as I said, with the Constitution, I don't think much people know about it because a lot of time, we as people focus on the noise. We focus on the noise and not the knowledge. And I think, you know where I'm coming from? We focus on the noise and not the knowledge, meaning that because we vote for a particular party, well, it doesn't matter which party. You understand? We focus on that person and not go into our self-awareness of our country and our constitution and knowledge of and getting information of who we are as a people and what we stand for as a people. So again, it's a noise over knowledge for a lot of people here.
And who you think should be blamed? I think it come back again to the people, because we're talking about St. Kitts ain't just have children, we have mature people. So it shows that many people focus on the wrong things. As you say, many are focused on the noise, but hopefully with the help of programs like this, we'll be able to touch lives and touch other people, because there's a lot of people out there that are focused. We're just not hearing it enough. And this is how we're going to end tonight on the Real Talk with Lavi. We had a little late start, and we would like to get our little extra minutes, but I understand. So hopefully next week, same time, same place. I see Leslie Henry is saying that's crazy, and all of this basically is engaging in what we are speaking about here, that is happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And we want to basically hopefully, as a people, come together to make sure that persons that are out there representing and saying that they are going to be political leaders or candidates, these are things that we have to pressure them and insist that they bring positivity to our people. We're tired of that old knock, back and forth, aggressing, attacking, and those kind of things. There are sensible people here that wants to hear what is actually happening here in St. Kitts that can better our lives and make us be better as a people. This is Lavi Gumbs. Tonight, I have here with me my host,
Jervin V.
And I just want to tell everybody, thank you so much for being here. Next week, same time, same place, and hopefully we'll be able to start on time and we could get our full hour for everybody that is out there. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Yeah.